Beers and bets. 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 Beers and bets.
Beers and beers.
All right.
Hey now.
There we go.
How we doing, boys?
Beers and beers. Look at the birthday, Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Hey.
Brad.
Yeah, getting old.
Birthday
Getting old.
episode.
He's 48 today.
Yep,
So
48.
yeah, so Brad's birthday.
Decent looking for 48, you know?
We dyed the beard. The beard's all dyed, and the chest hairs
Well,
all dyed.
hey.
It's just a big face.
I mean, you might as well have been out at wearing that on the field yesterday or this morning instead of the girls that are supposed to be the best in the freaking world.
Yeah, Brad would have gotten at least one goal out there.
Something, dude.
I would have found their best player, just taking her out. Own the
Yeah.
red card, say
Pretty
fine.
much been their plan against like every team we've played.
Yeah, that's.
has
Oh,
come
you mean
out,
who plays against us? You talking?
yeah. Every
Yeah.
team we've played has come out and just tried to
It's not
I think
been
we
exciting.
like the Vietnam like 3 times.
Yeah, so we're recording a day after USA tied Portugal, or really
Day
the
of.
same day, the day of.
That was up.
Portugal ties USA women's soccer.
I was up.
USA barely gets through the group stage. Jimmy,
Yes,
you're
you
the
was.
only one that watched the game.
That kick off the post
Let me tell you something. Oh my god, dude! If that would have gone in, and I
in
stayed
extra
up,
time.
dude, and I stayed up that long to watch it, and like they brought that girl in, and I was like, oh, this one really looks like a see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean? I was like, this one, she's gonna do it. And then she comes in and hits a banger. And it was like she beat I don't want to fuck up the name and be anywhere near fucking up that, but our goalie, she beat her and dude, and it clanged right off. And it was like it was such a perfect one that would go in an upset like that, dude. Because they were saying that would have been, I guess, the biggest upset in the history of the World Cup. I mean, that would have been big for us not to make it.
Yeah, I mean, this has been our
99%.
worst intro ever. This has been our worst first round ever.
Yeah, group stage, we win 1 out of 3 games.
Don't you think this is probably the youngest we've ever been as a team?
We're just not. When you
It's like, isn't
watch
that
it,
kind of exciting as well, though? Like, if it clicks,
if
we're
it
good for the
clicks,
next 15
It is
years.
very, but it hasn't, dude. And that's what's scary is like this is the team that they picked to get to this level and be here. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of buy-in. There was a whole thing about, and whatever it is with the national anthem, but like some were holding on to their heart, others weren't. And like that's become kind of a protest deal or whatever about that. There was an article I read today about that. Yeah, there was, dude. So, and it's like, who cares about that shit, right? But people do, and that's just even that though. I feel like there was a different buy-in. What was her? Carly Lloyd.
Carly Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah, she was an analyst last night and talked about how it seems more like like they expect to win rather than just like wanting to
Earn it.
and actually
Yeah.
earn it. Yeah, they don't understand the process.
I heard that. I don't know. She sounded like a cranky old lady that is out of the limelight now. And because like the head coach, the Russian guy or whatever, he kind of called her out. He's like, "You're not part of this team. Like
Fair
you're never
enough.
around this team."
Also,
You know.
They haven't won. They haven't won a World Cup since she's been gone.
Well, it's
Yeah.
been at least 4 years. I don't know.
They haven't. I mean,
Yeah.
no. And when she was there, dude, they would not only beat like a team like that, but they would have beaten them by 10 goals. Like I remember watching games in the World Cup that you're like, God, we are really good. She'd be scoring from center field, dude. And so I think
You've seen that progression in the NBA though too. Like the original Dream Team used to wipe the floor with everybody, and now you see a lot of these other countries, they compete with us.
Yeah, they're gonna compete, and I get it.
It's like we always bring people to another level.
Yeah, when you're
like
the
we
best
push
in the
people.
world,
Yeah,
I think they're toast. I think they're toast this year. I just don't
agree.
think they're playing well enough to maybe they win another game, but
No.
they're not playing good enough to win a World Cup. If they can't beat Portugal
Right now.
or Netherlands, it ain't gonna happen.
I will say though, dude,
isn't Netherlands good?
Defensively, if
I
you
don't
watched
know.
that game, which neither one of you did,
They are on the men's.
defensively, we play at an exceptional level, dude. Like I don't know what it is about that, but even like Lavelle, who won't play, and that's my girl, can't play in the next one, 2 yellows, which the 1 yellow shouldn't have been that, but whatever. Shouldn't have had the first one. But like defensively, we shut teams down because last night Portugal should have kicked our ass. Like really, they were hitting all their like outlet, whatever, go ball, through balls, all
Through
that
balls.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were killing it. They really did. And I think the fact that we were able to not give up a goal was actually impressive. Like we kind of got dominated and we got really off the hook to even get to through the group stage or whatever it is. So
Yeah. So where we're at now, Jimmy, I know in the group stage you had mentioned you like Japan as a bet to win it all. Japan was as high as like 20-1 odds. Now Japan's live odds are plus 800. So they're down to 8-1. I like England at plus 450. England got 3 wins in the group stage. So that's something I like to see. They won all 3 of their games.
Do you know who they played by chance though?
China. I forget the other 2. I don't have it in front of me.
China. It's China.
You got to do the
Losers.
finger thing too.
Losers.
Yeah.
You know, like make them little baby hands up.
what is it?
But
Which finger is
I
it?
guess I'm very naive to women's soccer, but I would think Portugal and Netherlands are 2 pretty strong men's teams. So I would think they'd have strong teams as well, but I don't know.
I don't think that's the case, though. I really don't. Maybe with Netherlands a little bit more so than Portugal, but I don't think Portugal was a strong contender for the World Cup. I think we just
so,
struggle against 2 mediocre teams.
And fairness, dude, they played really good. Like you guys didn't watch it, and like maybe we played down to our opponent or something. Like, and I don't know enough about the game to really know that. But what I do know is like even the announcers were saying I don't think anyone expected them to come out and play this way. They had a different formation which like attacked our like it allowed them to get breaks more than us, like through balls, but it also allowed us to get it too. Right. So they had like more, whatever that would have been, that formation. And they had a different, it was like 5-2, whatever the fuck it was. Right. But
right.
They knew, and like it was a different game, but dude, they played pretty good. And maybe again, we played like shit. We could have. I don't really know soccer enough to. I think we did. I think Rose Lavelle tried to do way too much, like on a lot of times. I love her, but again, yeah, she tried to do way too much. And so, but I don't think they played bad, man. Like based on the opponent, I get that. But what did they have to lose, dude? If they beat us, it's the biggest upset in the history of the Women's World Cup. And they lived up almost to it, man. I don't know. I think if you go back, if you watched it, you'd be like, damn, okay. Like it wasn't just we were playing some shitty team that we couldn't score on. You know, like they had a lot more looks than we did.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the USA team does. We'll just have to wait and see. Their game's got to be next week. It can't be as soon as this weekend, right? It's probably early next week.
I haven't even looked up yet. Probably like 1 a.m. I'm a real fan.
I wish they'd make it a better time for us.
I'm a native. Yeah, the 9 o'clock that we got twice.
Let's see who they play.
The 9 o'clock games we got twice weren't enough for Brad. I wish they would make it more convenient for us. We got 2 9 p.m. games in like the first round of it.
Once we had that 0-0, interest was gone because it's just in the pool play, the way soccer is set up. Once you get one, we were probably playing. It's boring when you play for a tie and yes, we got it, we advanced. It's like
when that ball hit the post.
I saw it.
And then we got a tie. The tie was the best thing in the world because all I could imagine was like, my God, I'm the idiot. I had a party going that no one hopped into. And last night, it was USA was the name of it. And I was like,
you're just in there solo.
And that was in honor of hope. But I was like, dude, if like they lose and Ian or someone, hello, mate. Yep. I've watched your women and they've blown it. They've lost. I was like, dude, like this can only be dumb. The minute I did it, dude. And I texted Seahawks before the game going, Rose Lavelle, they just said she works good in tight compartments or something or tight areas. And I was like, you know, I told the Seahawks, like, she works good in tight spots or something. I was like, you know what I mean? And,
so
I think I jinxed.
Yeah.
This is interesting, though. The
got-
USA's next game is this Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern.
Hell yeah.
So that's
Let's
4
go.
a.m. Central Time.
Oh,
I think there's a very low chance any of us are awake for this game.
I'll be up.
This is going to be. We're going to be at. We're going to be at the Lake of the Ozarks, though, Jimmy.
We'll live
There's
stream.
no fucking chance you're going to be waking up
And
at
be
4
on the boat all day
a.m.
long.
You might stay up and just
We're being
call.
up.
You're just going to be unavailable for most of the day Sunday.
We're gonna be up.
Yeah.
Katrina's gonna kill
I
me.
think we'll
but we're
make
gonna
it.
be up.
I
Get the Adderalls going.
And most likely we'll play Sweden as well. So there's a little history there.
Yeah,
Dude,
I didn't
they're
see who
gonna
the
kick our
matchup was,
ass,
but that
man.
is
They're
when the
like-
play.
they're
That's when the
they're
game
like-
is.
Nobody wanted what we did. What we did, we fucked ourselves. We put ourselves against. Yeah, Sweden is. Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah,
We'll see.
they got to have some big women over there.
Dude, they really do play at 4 a.m. at the lake.
Yeah,
Oh, we're staying.
I will not be up.
Sunday night.
I will not be up.
Yeah, you will. You're gonna hear my dumb ass out there yelling. You'll be.
Nah, dude, there's a door to lock somewhere, or I'll sleep in my
good
car.
luck.
I'll sleep in my car with the doors locked if that's what it takes.
Matt's down at the dock. Just gets eaten
Yeah,
alive.
you guys don't even know where I'm at.
I'm not putting up with this.
I go down to the
bullshit.
dock with a fucking can of bug spray and sleep on the
Jakey
dock.
just shows up late last
Yeah.
minute. Oh, no, wait, this is
Don't even-
good. Yeah,
Well,
and
let's talk some football. We spent long enough on Women's World Cup. The only football news I really have is Aaron Rodgers and Sean Payton are in some beef. Sean Payton talked a good amount of shit on Nathaniel Hackett, the Broncos coach, last year. Rightfully so. Hackett deserves all the trash talk because his coaching was terrible last year. And what's interesting to me is this Week 5 matchup, Jimmy. You're a Broncos fan. Week 5, the Jets come to Denver. Aaron Rodgers will be in Denver to play a game. And I'll be interested. I'll be super interested for that matchup. Rodgers' track record against like people he has beef with is decent. I didn't look all the way into it, but last year, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers played Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys, his old head coach, and they had kind of had a falling out when they separated. And the Packers did beat the Cowboys in overtime last year. So when Rodgers talks that shit, he has backed it up in the past. Do you have concerns, Jim? No concerns.
No. I think Sean Payton looked very immature, kind of doing what he did, and he came out and called him.
He did kind of backtrack
called
on his
himself
shit
out,
talk.
dude. He
Yeah.
knew- he retracted it like as much as he could. But in fairness, dude, what he said was true, man. That was terrible. And if Sean Payton, or if Nathaniel Hackett doesn't want to say that, then he's just lying to himself. We played that shit. They should have done a better job. We shot our load too soon, thinking we were going to get Aaron Rodgers when we got Hackett, and it didn't work out that way. We ended up with a quarterback and a coordinator that didn't know what the hell they were doing together.
Yeah.
And they tried to mesh, and it didn't work. And so, yeah, I mean, if Hackett could look at the mirror, even like, dude, to be honest with yourself and be like, that, if you saw that happen,
Yeah. He
You
should
and Aaron
admit
Rodgers-
he did a terrible job.
and it wasn't even just him, it was the whole combination of fuck. Then we lose Javonte Williams too, like getting injured. I mean, it was just
I think he knows he's a coordinator. Like
Yeah,
seeing the
and-
interviews with him
Coordinator
today,
face.
he's
He's
Yeah,
got coordinator
yeah.
face.
Oh my god, dude. He's
like, he does.
the definition.
But
of
it also,
yeah,
he seems to be the Aaron Rodgers whisperer. Like Rodgers doesn't like a whole lot, and he's like, he's a great guy, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't believe like he actually loves him that much. But when you look at those 2 MVP seasons he had
You
with
know what?
Hackett,
Aaron Rodgers.
he was damn near perfect in those seasons
another
in 20 and
fucking-
21.
Win another
He
Super
was
Bowl,
perfect.
Aaron Rodgers. I'm sick of it. I don't even like talking about him, giving him the time, man.
Yeah, for him to be so great and only have one Super Bowl
I
and all
really
these
think-
NFC championship games,
And like
it
talking
is
all
tough.
this shit.
But I do
Talking all
think
this
Sean
shit,
Payton
too,
talking
dude.
shit was stupid because
Oh, yeah.
you went out and you created an enemy for no
Right,
fucking
you
reason.
Did. You did. You called.
And then it's
out
almost like the football gods hit you with karma and ripped
with
Tim Patrick away again.
I thought the dude. And
On
I'm
the
Yeah,
same
I was just
day-
going to
on
bring
the
up
same
Timmy
day.
Patrick. Yeah.
Right when
AJ
that happened,
Hamler
right when that
retired as
happened.
well. You know, it's just
Yeah, I don't mind.
it kind of like I loved it initially, and then when he
Yeah.
backtracked it, I was like, man, come on, like that whole locker room loved you, and then you walk it back. It's like, come on,
No,
dude.
no,
like
no,
at that
he had to
point,
do
be the
that.
villain.
He had to
Yeah.
do that to
Just-
save face, though, dude. He had to a little bit.
With who? He's
But you really can't. I mean, walking it back, I don't know how much it really does after the fact.
No,
Because the Jets
you
are
know
still
it's
gonna
stupid.
the Jets are still gonna remember the first thing he said,
Yeah,
not
we'll
him
remember-
walking it back.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Jets, man. I'm just not.
We'll
Sorry.
see in week 5. We'll see.
Well,
Woo!
hey,
write
and my
that
divi-
one down.
Yeah.
In my division, I got I got more to worry about than the New York Jets. Really, I do. Like, I'm not. Aaron Rodgers, dude. I'm sick of it. I'm
Yeah.
really sick of.
Yeah.
Just prove it, man. Shut up and play football.
And the Broncos need to do the same thing, but you're right in the fact that like the Jets are not high on the teams the Broncos got to get past.
No,
It's
I'm
the
not worried
Chiefs
about
and the
them.
Chargers first in your
I'll
own
worry
division.
about them when we have to worry
And
about
then-
them. And if we got to worry about them, that means that
As
we
of
got
right
those
now,
teams, and by
the
that
Jets
point,
are the
I'll be-
favorite in that game. As of right now, in Week 5, the Jets are the favorite on the
That's
road.
why I don't want to do football.
That's kind of surprising to me.
Like-
That's a little bit surprising to me.
betting odds and shit because we don't know about injuries and all this shit that's going to happen, man. Like, yeah, we just had Tim Patrick get hurt. I'm sure they would be the favorite. Yeah.
You know, I'm a Timmy Patrick lover.
I
He
know.
might be my favorite Bronco.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a
but
Tim
he's not-
Patrick hater on this podcast. Like,
he's-
guys,
yeah, he's not gonna. He's gone. You know, that's over. So.
yeah, unfortunately.
All right. Should we get into, forget about the sports for a minute, get into this movie draft? Because we're going to draft, what we're going to do is draft, the best movies that are part of a trilogy or a franchise. So, you got your Star Wars, Harry Potter's, Lord of the Rings, all those movie trilogies and
One of
franchises.
those three, I've never.
We're going to
done.
draft movies, individual movies from all of those and see where we can land. And I think we're going to all have enough on our list. This is a clock runs out draft. We're going to start the draft. We're just going to keep making picks until we're cut short of time. So, got to see who goes first. And as always, we're not prepared with the dice. So I got to get up and get the dice. On my dick.
Wait, we're doing the draft right now.
We're doing the draft right now, man. You
Oh,
ready?
Wait, well, no. Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait,
all right.
what do you got to
Yeah.
do? What do you got
I
to do?
Because
I didn't-
we got trivia in the second half.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh God! Wait.
What is it?
Yeah, we're good. Just I guess go. Fuck, I didn't realize we were doing it right
All
now.
right. Well, you're gonna have to go off the rip. Go off the rip. Just make your picks.
shit, I
Pick a
love the
number.
idea. I thought we were just talking about it and promoting it, and then
No.
we're gonna.
This is a live draft.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm fucked. Hi, I'm
Brad, a number 2 to 12.
Ooh,
6.
What? All right, yeah. Just don't give me the first pick because I'm.
No, all I need right now, Jimmy, is a number 2 to 12. See who goes in what order.
4.
He's got a 4. I'll take a 7. It's an 8. So I win. I'm gonna take the third pick. I want 2 picks on the turn. So I'm gonna take the third
Yeah.
pick. Brad, where do you want to pick?
I'll take second.
You're an
take second.
asswipe.
Jimmy, you're prepared, so you're gonna go
Just-
first.
Yeah, it's just good strategy here. I don't-
All right. Fucking damn.
You guys ever use these old legal pads? I love these fucking things.
The yellow.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I also like this one because I was not prepared at all. This is more classic than anything. I thought we were just
Dude,
promoting
we
it.
had a whole text chain going
What? I
over the
saw it. We
outline of the
talked about this.
podcast.
I said
We made rules
talking.
for it.
I
even.
saw talking. Talking.
Yeah, go through the group text and see how you could have been
That's-
confused.
Best movies that are part of the trilogy draft.
That's what it says.
But that doesn't mean we're doing the draft. It says the best
It
movies.
says above that
that are part of-
podcast
on the
tonight.
agenda.
Yeah, best movies that are part of the trilogy draft. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about the best movies that will be a part of it. All right. No, but I got you. Dark Knight.
Dark Knight #1. That's an obvious pick from you. I know you loved Heath Ledger in that movie.
Yeah,
That's a strong pick, first overall.
I'll go
That's
with
a
that.
really good pick.
I like.
Talk about it a little bit. Favorite scene, maybe favorite scene from that. I like the opening scene, the bank robbery intro, the school buses, the smoke.
Agree. I would agree there.
My joke.
Hands down.
Yeah, yeah, I like that one. I was just impersonating the one when he hops into with the pencil.
Yep.
That shit. And then anytime he came in, but the problem with that movie is like after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm like, I'm good. And too much.
Once it gets to the cruise ship and whatnot,
Where's the
yeah,
trigger?
yeah, I'd agree. It
Give me one
starts
reason
better
before
than
you
it
shouldn't-
finishes.
Couldn't pull your
Yeah.
head off. Stay in there when he puts him in the.
And Harvey Dent with all the
Harvey
fucking.
Dent's
Oh.
pretty good, dude.
At the
Oh, my
end.
face
Oh.
got melted off. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna start flipping coins
Good.
to decide everything.
Save her! Don't save me!
Yeah.
He's already
Yeah,
there.
I
Like, what the fuck you want me to do?
Harvey Dent. Yeah, but I'll go. I guess that because I was again not prepared. I mean, I have other ideas, but I think I'll get 2 picks in a row, and by that point, I'll be good.
That's a strong first pick. I don't think you went wrong there. So Brad, you got pick #2. What are you
Where's
looking
the
at?
Trigger.
That guy almost got to play you guys more than the actual draft.
Yeah.
Give me D2.
D2 Mighty Ducks. I knew it was going to
Yeah.
go first round
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
this is a
Give me-
personal favorite
It's-
for all
I think
of
it's a
us.
hot commodity in this draft.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I didn't have one of the Mighty Ducks, so I'll take the best one.
It is
in
the
my
best
opinion.
Mighty Ducks. The villain is just over the top. The coach from Iceland. If you haven't
Oh.
seen this movie,
Pull
Go
up some
watch G2
scenes. Have you
Mighty
ever
Ducks.
do that?
or just go on
Can you at least
YouTube.
pull up a picture of him?
Dude, this might be one where we have to sacrifice the copyrights
We're fine.
and just pull up a fucking
Just, yeah.
the
fucking
coach
do
from
it.
Iceland on YouTube.
I feel like we're gonna run out of time on this draft.
G2 Mighty Ducks Iceland.
How many
coach.
questions do you have? for
Well, no,
trivia?
we'll have plenty of time for questions.
We'll just roll it.
Yeah, that'll be part 2.
Let's get like 15 seconds of this YouTube clip. It'll be worthwhile.
Who wants to face yourself? Let's go shake their hands.
Okay, so I'm gonna share screen it here. So the Mighty Ducks team is finishing up a practice on the ice, and the Iceland team practices next. Just to preface what's happening.
Yeah,
I couldn't find that clip soon enough, Jimmy.
they're
Yeah.
mid practice.
Yeah.
They're mid practice.
Oh, they're not even done with practice.
He interrupts it.
All right, let's take a watch.
They're like having a good time, and we can't hear it.
a kid kicking a beach ball around.
Yep. Oh, Hans is out there.
We can't hear
Oh,
it. though,
Mr.
man.
Tibbles.
Oh, watch Tibbles. Yeah, Don he goes over the boards here in about a second. Check him out. Yes, you can skate. Yeah, here you go. Here's your boy. The hero.
There's Team Eastland.
The guy with the slick back hair is one of the best
Now-
villains ever.
He's a big piece of shit.
Look at that. Can you imagine that laughing during look at the people behind him. Look at the people. They got
It's like a team of high schoolers playing a team of fifth
All
graders.
right, we don't want to get banned. Though.
Yeah, let's keep
All
moving.
right,
Let's
that's
keep
enough.
moving.
We solved the guy.
We
I can't even
hear it.
understand
we can't
him.
hear it, dude.
No, I could edit in the sound afterwards. It'll be
Okay.
all right.
Play a little.
Trying to fight the copyright here.
Some of the triple deke that your daddy taught you.
Your
Or was it
daddy?
that little geezer over there?
You gonna do that little triple deke your daddy taught you? Or was it that old geezer over there? Yeah.
Oh,
So that's good
it
stuff.
deserved.
Solid pick, Brad. It's higher than most people would take it, but within our group, it's understandable. All right.
Right.
So my first pick, and I'm going to just not care really about what you guys would think about it. I'm going to go with my favorite on the list, what's on top of my big board. It's got to be the original Jurassic Park. The OG Jurassic Park. It was a breakthrough science fiction movie. We've never seen CGI previously, anything like Jurassic Park. The combination of animatronics and CGI to make that film, and it's really a flawless film. It's an incredible book by Michael Crichton. He's my favorite author. I fucking love dinosaurs. I can't not take this with my first pick. So I'll go Jurassic Park. And then on the turn, I'm going to go Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is probably the best sequel ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger's unintentional comedy is up there. The only person comparable in the 80s and 90s was Sly Stallone in Rocky and Rambo. You watch Terminator 2, the unintentional comedy from Arnie and the villain in that movie. There's a car chase scene where the villain's just running 1,000 miles an hour. It's as much of a comedy nowadays as it is an action movie.
But it was good. I like the Terminator.
It's a good
one.
movie. But Terminator 2, I think, is far better than Terminator 1. So I'm going to take that. And those are my two first picks. I'll take a couple blockbusters.
It might be a fan favorite there. To me, right?
Yeah. Brad, back to you. Yep.
All right. I'm going to go Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me. Like that's the best one of that trilogy, even though you really couldn't go wrong. It's kind of like Mighty Ducks. You could pick one of the three. You're going to have a good watch.
Yeah.
I still will watch that. That's one of the free ones when I fly on Southwest. I'll watch it all the time still.
It's iconic. I don't like them as much as I used to, just because it is that kind of, it's like that stupid humor. It was fantastic, at its time. I don't know if it's aged as well.
I think I
think I end up watching it once or twice a year flying. So I think that's part of why and I'm having a few drinks on the plane.
Wait, which one did you? Spy Who Shagged Me? The metal.
Is that the one? Yeah. Is Fat Bastard in that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's number 2.
Oh, come on.
That's the second.
I'm picking the Fat Bastard.
The best one.
Okay.
Dude. That is the best one. Yeah. Special delivery. He shows up fancy another goal. He shows up. You want some chicken?
Dude,
I've got more.
I've kind of put this picture together in my head of Brad watching this movie on the plane, just Brad getting drunk on the plane. I always get drunk when I'm flying, but Brad drunk on the plane watching Austin Powers, and somebody next to him just sitting like this fucking guy.
Brad's dying, dude. Yeah,
smells like alcohol watching Austin Powers on the plane.
He's like, come on, give me a double.
I'm getting annoyed. They'll only bring me one Miller Lite at a time.
Yeah.
I bring my own. Don't tell them.
All right, Jimmy, you got back-to-back picks.
All right, I'm going to go Ted.
Is there 3 Teds?
There's 2 Teds.
We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. There's
2.
There's more than one
trilogies.
We are doing trilogies.
The idea of this was to have, I even brought it up, some of them only have 2.
Hey, man, we'll let it slide. We're not real strict on this podcast here.
Yeah. 2.
I know you really love the movie Ted. You're talking the original one or the second?
I'll go Ted one just for time.
The first?
We're at like 5:30 now. So I'll go Ted and then Fast and the Furious, the original one.
Okay. I was wondering when somebody would take that. That is definitely the film to take from Fast and the Furious. I don't think it's worthwhile taking any of the sequels.
I haven't watched another one. But
I watched the second one.
The one where he dies, so that I think that would be 7. Yeah, it'd be 7, where he dies before they finish. That one was kind of good because it's the only one I watched where I was like, fuck, they might actually quit after this.
If he was a true method actor, he would have just done it on the set, during the scene.
Yeah, he did. Get it recorded.
Yeah,
The recording burned.
it
in the
was kind
crash.
of recording, but he was like
Yeah.
away from. You can see just a burning car.
Well, I don't know
Exactly.
what you guys are telling me is true or just complete.
No,
bull.
no. Where he went, well, whatever. But when he died,
Yeah.
he went to a spot where you do peel outs
Um,
and shit. It's like a known area, and he was at a car show. He went with the owner of the car to go do a burnout there, and they hit like a light pole. Because
Yeah.
when you go there, there's all peel outs around that area, and they
Yeah.
hit a light pole, and you see from like security footage from a building, just like something hit a tree and shit, and it fell, and then burst. Like you just see flames and smoke, and then like they were in there, I guess. But
Yeah.
I've looked into that shit. I'm white. I am that. All right, but yeah, Fast and
All right.
Furious.
So you went Ted 1 and Fast and Furious. Brad,
Rest in
it's
peace,
back
Paul
to you. Yeah, R.I.P. Paul Walker. Fucking
Paul Walker.
Varsity
Give me,
Blues. Varsity Blues quarterback,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Yep. I know we're getting tight
quarterback
on.
is dragging his leg around.
Yeah, we might need to continue part of this into the second round. I don't think we're going to get deep enough
I told you.
into this.
Well, that's why we should have just gone franchise because there's so many out there to pick just one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of certain
But
ones.
movies from that, then we can
Um,
take from the other person's, you know what I mean, thing.
Yeah,
I'll go Godfather 2. That's one of the
Okay.
trilogy.
it's definitely the best one. I'm not
Never watched.
as hyped on Godfather as most people. Like it's supposed to be one of
I
the best
really,
films
really
of all
like
time.
1 and 2. 3 kind of loses me a little bit
Yeah.
personally. I know Demon just watched it and but maybe I need to rewatch
Goodfellas,
it.
the
But
first one.
I don't know, dude.
Goodfellas is not a real movie. None of these are real, but
Yeah, it's
That's
not like
pretty,
based
yeah.
on a true story or anything like that. And it's a
Right.
good mob
Goodfellas,
movie,
yeah.
Brad. I just don't like. I don't know. I'm not like as
Oh,
hyped on Godfather as the general public. Let's say.
I'm just trying to continue my stake in good You will take the Austin Powers, Mighty Ducks, Godfather, kind of diversify here.
Yeah. You got different genres for sure. All right. Let me get one more pick in and then we'll take a break before the turn. Because we are getting strapped on time and we're just gonna have to make this into a two-parter. I'm gonna go Toy Story because I feel like I gotta diversify.
Ooh, that's a good.
It's one of the better animated
that is really
movies
good.
ever. And I'm just going to take the original Toy Story. All of them are pretty solid.
And
I'm just
shout
going
out
to go with the
Shaky.
first.
He kinda
Yeah.
looks like Sid.
It's up there. It might not be my favorite animated movie. Favorite might be Land Before Time because it's got animated dinosaurs. But Toy Story is a solid story.
I
and
had
it's
that
got
on
one
the list
dinosaur.
because of you.
Yeah.
Land
You
Before
knew
Time.
I would
was like,
go
nobody's
reach
gonna
for the
pick
kids
this,
stuff.
but Matt
Wait,
might
you
go
went
for
Land
Ducky
Before
or Littlefoot.
Time.
Yeah.
Petrie.
No.
Petrie from Land Before
Petrie.
Time. The little pterodactyl. Jimmy doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
These
I
are
know
brutal
about that
movies.
movie though. Land
Yeah.
Before
Like-
Time. It was about the little crawdads.
They're not nice for a kid's movie. Like watching a little kid watch, it's like
It was about
Bambi,
the
but
little
with dinosaurs.
crawdads fucking around.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any crawdads in
Well,
the
doctors,
prehistoric years.
not doctors, dinosaurs. I mean,
There might
Yeah.
be. They're tough little fuckers.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Toy Story, pretty, good story, good animation, good voice acting.
good toys.
It's good toys, good story. That's why they called it Toy Story.
Good toys,
But
good story.
Let's
good
just take
story.
let's take a 5-minute break and we'll come back. We're going to have to make more picks in this draft. We
I
can't
told
stop
you.
at 3 rounds. All
I
right.
told you.
Well, we'll be right back. It'll be worthwhile.
You should have told me about.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Beers and beers and beers and beers and beers and beers and bets.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, welcome back.
The inventor. We're back with my ideas just because I'm a brilliant co-host of this podcast here.
All right.
And I'm bringing the heat for this episode.
Yeah.
You guys are fucked, man. I don't know. I'm pretty humble normally, but I think I got you guys this time.
Well, we're just to fill the listeners in, we're continuing a movie draft. We're drafting movies from franchises. We originally said like a trilogy, but we're going to call it franchises. So if you got more than 3 movies in a series, we're going to give it to you. And let me
Decided that Ace Ventura does count because there are 3.
go ahead and share where we're at from part 1.
I am the Ted pick. I still with the asterisk.
Yeah. So Ted has an asterisk because there isn't a Ted 3 yet. So I don't know if we can consider it a franchise.
Fucking bullshit.
So I put an asterisk there because I don't know whether we're going to count it or not.
I can start
don't know.
off with a repick if you want.
I think me and Brad got to talk it over. Brad, what do you think? There was supposed to be a Ted 3. There's not one yet.
I have other options here, and I'd be.
It doesn't matter to me either way. But yeah,
I'll go with another one.
it's.
I'll go with another one. I'll go with one that has more. Let's make it.
That's
fair.
fine.
Fuck
That's fine.
If you're electing to repick,
I will go.
I would welcome it.
Back to Matt. Right, but is there anything else we want to get into here at all? Like, no, we just want to hop right into the draft here.
Well,
I think we hit some biggies here. I mean, when you look at like maybe it's not everybody's favorite movie from those trilogies, but those are a lot of big trilogies on the board.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I'm saying any sports shit, but yeah, no, you guys are fucked, man.
Sports shit, you got to be glad that everybody signed, right? No more. Where's somebody gonna go? Zeke's done. Dalvin's done. No more.
Dalvin and Zeke signed. Yeah, I think we're good on the sports. We'll get to the NFL and we'll preview everything before it starts. So let's just hit the movies. And Jimmy, if you're gonna reselect the Ted pick, what are you gonna go with?
I'll go Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents is a good one.
Yes, that is one of the funniest.
Replace comedy with comedy.
Yeah. And that one, I know, and I'm looking at my picks here, and it's
you taking the original?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Okay,
that's the best one, man. Yeah, and like looking at the picks, man, it's funny when you see knowing, like, dude, it's weird. I do have 2 ones that are like, I remember we kind of came up. I didn't realize we were doing this that night. So the 2 other ones that were pretty serious movies, and you would think mine would be like Ace Ventura.
More comedy.
Dumb. Yeah. Not Fast and Furious. Yeah, dude, Meet the Parents.
I like it. Robert De Niro in that movie is like one of my favorite roles ever. Just the shit he gives Ben Stiller.
When they're at dinner, dude. Yeah. He's
is that right, Fokker?
Yeah. You a pothead fucker?
Can you milk me?
Yeah, I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? And he's like, he puts on Puff the Magic Dragon and they're driving and he's like, who would have thought it wasn't about a dragon, right? And he's like, the whole drug thing. And he's like, no, I don't know what you mean. Why don't you tell me about it? He's like,
trying to reach his pet dragon.
Some people believe to Puff the Magic Dragon really means to smoke a marijuana. But Puff's just the name of the boy's magical dragon. Yeah, no, I know, but you a pothead fucker? Like that, dude. Yeah. And then he has to go shopping with him, dude. It's like, I'll be outside in the next 12 to 15 minutes. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
so we're gonna.
Dude, I'll see you out there.
We'll replace Ted with Meet the Parents, which I think is a great,
I agree.
A great selection.
It takes one off my list, but it makes sense in the top 3, right?
Yeah,
for somebody.
Yeah, right, dude. I was surprised nobody took it yet.
Owen Wilson is also great in Meet the Parents, Jesus type character.
He's like, dude, yeah.
They call it a hopa.
He goes, how long did it take you to build? He goes, about 72 hours, which isn't bad because I carved it from one piece of wood. They said that Owen wanted to add that, like he wanted to.
That was his line.
Yeah. That, like he did it from one block.
It's trying to be a carpenter like my man JC.
Yeah. JC. Oh,
my man JC.
Yeah. Oh, so is Christ. I figured if you're gonna follow in someone's footsteps, why not Christ? Yeah. He's like, Greg's a male nurse. Oh, the other day I saw a little leprechaun that had like a gimp, or a leprechaun, a golden retriever that had like a gimp. And, I just felt terrible. And he's like, yeah, well, I get paid, but, it feels good too. like, Yeah, yeah.
The volleyball game in the pool is pretty
Oh,
classic. It gets
yeah.
all competitive, and then
gives
he
him-
knocks.
And dude, the whole part at the beginning when he wakes up for breakfast and he's like, she's like, I thought you were going to sleep in. He's like, not when I'm a guest in somebody's house. So they're all like, oh, somebody had a visit from the hair fairy, and they're all laughing. And then
It's like the worst nightmare.
leaves. Yeah, he's like gonna go pay a little visit to the shower fairy, and like nobody laughs
Yeah.
at all. They're just like,
Like,
and
what the fuck
he's
is
like,
wrong with this
Who
guy?
the fuck is this guy?
right? What was it? What the what? What? Yeah. So yeah, I got.
Alright.
I mean, if I got to replace Ted, I get it. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Man.
For me, that's a big win. Replacing Ted with Meet the Parents. I've still never seen Ted, and I like
Danny-
Wahlberg.
Wait, you've never
That's
seen it?
crazy.
I've never seen Ted.
It's on Netflix.
Are you fucking with me?
No,
You have no excuse not to watch it. It's on
Like B
Netflix.
Hayes. Yeah, that's hard to find.
Yeah, what are you
Dude.
watching instead?
Matt, you've really never watched
Ah,
Ted.
I've watched
I'm
a lot of
I'm
things,
in
man.
disbelief right now, viewers and anyone watching.
There's
this,
just
I
not that
swear to
many
God,
good comedies out there.
I can't believe
There's
you
no good comedies that they make
never
new
watched
anymore.
Ted, dude.
Ted,
What the fuck?
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
feel like nowadays the TV shows they make are better than the movies. So I watch the movies I really, really want to,
Dude,
but I'm not
in
gonna.
shock.
I'm not watching all the recent comedies.
Dude.
Like
dude.
Hangover. I
I
haven't
wouldn't
seen
either.
Hangover Part 2 or Hangover Part 3. I don't think I need to.
Yeah,
I just-
you do. Okay. All right. Well, never mind, because I don't want to. Yeah. All right. I cannot believe you.
Well, you
haven't
know
watched
he's not
Ted.
gonna be
I am
picking
in
a
shock
comedy
right now,
today.
dude. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
please,
Holy
Matt,
shit.
before the
So-
next podcast, you have to watch Ted.
yeah.
It's really, really good. Both of them. I don't give a fuck if it's one or two.
I like
but-
Wahlberg. I'll turn it on when I come across it when I'm scanning through whatever streaming app it's on. I'll watch it.
Netflix.
All right.
All right.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
and
We're gonna
before
check
we-
back in a week and see
Hey,
if
but
you
let's-
watched it.
One sec though. The brother in Meet the Parents is really good too, and he gets caught. So he's
Donnie
like,
or whatever.
Denny. He comes in with
Denny.
the spray and all the shit all over him, and he's like, "You going through my boxers, dude?" Yeah, he's putting that. He's like, "Your dad keeps you on a pretty close watch."
Stuffing
No,
it all
no.
in his.
Yeah, your little pancakes got a little worse than I do. You know what I mean?
He just climbed a tree into his room on the second floor.
Exactly, So yeah, I know Seahawks. He likes the podcast. I had to give a shout out to Denny. Is really, and the dad loves him.
Oh.
So yeah, it's fun.
All right. Let's resume the draft then. So we all have had 3 selections. We're coming at the end of round 3 on the snake draft. So I'm gonna pick, and then Brad will pick, and Jimmy, you got 2 picks. So first off the board here for me is going to be Home Alone 2. I'm taking Home Alone 2. I like it a little bit better than the first one because it's set in New York. And I think the hijinks of Marv and Harry, which are the important parts of the movie, are better in the New York setting when Kevin's like stowed away in the hotel for a part and then in that weird kind of apartment building for another part.
He's on the green paint.
Yeah, throwing paint down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Harry,
worry, Harry.
Harry,
I'll get him.
I'll get him. Yeah. I will. Yeah, that's a good pick.
You agree though? 2 over 1, Jimmy.
No, I would say
Personally, I'd have
one
them
over
flipped,
2.
but
It's
You'd
the
have the
same
first one?
movie.
Because
We
it is the
discussed
same movie. I just like the.
movie.
I think
In our
the
Christmas
comedy's
movie.
better in number 2. The story might be better in number 1, but the
Podcast.
shenanigans are better in number 2.
I think it's so similar. Like a lot of it I
Yeah.
expected in the second one, where the first one, it kind of has
I
that
will.
like holy shit factor still to it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
What is this kid gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
package up front, boys. I'm gonna grab it. You guys.
No worries. No worries. Brad's pick is up next, so we'll be good. But yeah, and the other thing, Brad, like me and my brother, every Christmas we get together, and the one movie we want to watch is Home Alone 2. And it's just because there's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
of those like laugh out loud moments. You know, he's smokes some
I'd
weed,
agree
drink some
because,
beers, turn it on. No matter how old you are, a lot of those things are still hilarious.
that's where I think Bad Santa would be like my Christmas go-to. But yeah, that's why I just end up watching the first one, I guess, because it's what I was used to.
Yeah, first one is solid too. I'm just going with my
Now,
personal.
I never
favorite.
even gave the other ones a shot. Did you ever see any of the others? I think
I've
there's
seen
at least
Home
2
Alone
more.
3. That's the only one I've ever seen is Home Alone 3. And it's a okay
Okay.
movie, but the comedy doesn't match. Like Macaulay
Yeah.
Culkin, the kid actor they had in the third one just can't.
Yeah.
It's tough to match Macaulay Culkin. That's one of like the best kid actors ever. So the
I'd
third
agree.
one's an all right movie,
Third
but
one's
is
great.
it on par with the
Is
first
it?
two?
I
Not
like the
really.
third one, man.
Yeah, the third one's a
Okay.
good movie.
The third one's like
It's a different kid, right?
Yeah, it's a different little
like,
kid.
theme to it. It's like a snow day movie. I remember like watching it. Melissa really liked the third one, so we would watch it. But I don't know. It wasn't as bad as I think as like people like if you actually went to watch it and didn't know the other ones, it'd be like it's a cool movie.
Right, but it's not on the same level as the first two.
Hold on, I just ran upstairs.
You're out of breath?
Oh, if he
What was
pukes
the
on the
package?
podcast-
What'd you get? What'd you get? You get a gift?
I don't know. It's some fucking girls. It's something for her clothes. Some
Something for the
brides
wife.
and- Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
It sounds like it was a semi-important package, so you probably
I
didn't
thought
need
it
to go
was,
for it.
dude. Yeah,
Apparently,
I was
you
hoping
went
it was a
running.
I thought it was a surprise 5, man. I'm like, yo, I'll get up there.
Yeah.
What if we
I'm gonna
heard
leave the
Jimmy
bag out there.
crashing down the stairs on the way
There's-
back?
You just see him come dragging
Package.
himself back in like he used to.
He starts crawling to get back.
Hey,
on the
guys.
screen.
I did remember we had to shut down.
There was a time when
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to. I know.
Yeah.
We were up
you-
there.
It was months you were immobile. Yeah.
Chad walking up with the old golf clubs. But all right.
All right, so
Home Alone
I
2.
took Home Alone 2. Brad, you got a pick here in the 4th round, and then Jimmy will have a couple in a row.
4th round. I'm taking Star Wars Empire Strikes Back because I feel like we should probably split these up right into kind of the original 3 and the prequel.
Yeah, I think now the prequel would still be
Is that fair?
eligible.
You know what I mean?
Nah, it's
Yeah.
all
Because there
Star
was
Wars
like
movies,
2
dude.
decades in between, but
I think anything
just like I
in
guess
that well, my bad. Anything in
No,
that
you're good.
series, I would say.
I think that's a solid pick, though, Brad. I mean,
1 through 9,
most
I think.
most like genuine Star Wars fans would consider it to be the best movie. It's my favorite of the original trilogy, 4, 5, and
Right.
6.
that's why for me.
Great Darth Vader scenes, a lot of good Sidious and Darth Vader dialogue, which is what I'm there for. And the villains win this movie.
Hey,
Which makes it like I like when the villains win sometimes. You know?
in a trilogy, especially.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
They win at
We
the
ju-
end of
we-
this movie.
No one dies. Like, and then in the end, because those people didn't die, they could have just killed them, but they froze Han, and then they fucking.
Han
They
pretty
could-
much dies.
he died.
I
I mean,
Come
he's fucking
back and-
frozen in a rock.
Doesn't he come back and like give them the ship to blow up the Death Star?
Yeah, but if you don't see the next movie, you don't know that. So the consequences is unclear.
Fucking
There's still
spoilers over here.
consequences.
You weren't gonna watch it. What jackass watched Empire Strikes Back and didn't watch Return of the Jedi?
Well,
If
no,
you're gonna
but
just
I'm
watch
saying
one-
if Return of the
Because they're
Jedi
long
hadn't
movies.
came back, do you know that Han lives? Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? So the
was
consequences are
alive.
there.
He was alive in the like they knew he was alive because remember the bounty hunter was like, "Hey, he would be no good to me dead." And he's like,
Well,
"You
yeah,
will
but
be
they're trying to-
compensated. The Empire will compensate you."
It's still a consequence, which makes it important.
He goes, "I
That's-
love you." She goes, "I love you." He goes, "I know." It's a pretty cool line. What a dickhead.
Just
I like
genius writing
Empire.
there.
And some of the snow scenes are what I remember most, like the snow
Yeah.
battles with the ATTs.
Yeah.
Is it? That's great. We were playing NHL earlier, and I asked Podzo or like people in the party, but I knew Podzo would know it. He goes, "The AT&Ts," and I was like, "You gotta be. That's not. Are you fucking? With
You don't
me?"
have to
I
say
thought he
the and,
was.
bud. I don't think they say the and.
Okay, maybe he wasn't.
I think they
either.
just say the A.
sounded like
They're called
AT&T.
ATT walkers.
AT&T.
They're not called the AT&T walkers. They're not sponsored.
I know.
by
but
no
it's
fucking
funny.
cell
I
phones.
was like, "What are the odds that that's what it's called?"
That
And
would
he's
be.
like, "That
Yeah.
ain't it." It's not happening.
Hey, fuck them. They couldn't handle World of Chell the other week. AT&T.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad let him know too. We'll save that for
Oh,
another episode.
yeah.
But yeah, I know.
That's not needed, but
Yeah. All right. So Jimmy, you got 2 in a row here. Good pick by Brad, taking the first Star Wars film. It's what most consider to be the best.
All right, I'm gonna go Christmas Vacation because that movie is tremendous and yeah, it's a seasonal one, but yeah.
That's a good pick.
And then
I'd
I'm gonna
agree.
go Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And I'll do it.
So
just
the
'cause
Star Wars run has, I don't know that we'll take a
it
third Star
started
Wars
kicking
movie.
in. There
'Cause I
might
feel
be-
like
there
those
might
are
be
our-
one more.
I feel like
Yeah.
within our group, though, those are the 2 favorite Star Wars movies. It'd be
Sith by
Empire
far
and
for
Revenge
those
of the
3.
Sith.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the Sith is almost has turned into a comedy for our age group because some of the
Yeah.
dialogue in that movie is just incredible.
To me, I've seen
Yeah,
the other
it's good.
ones like so
Damn
many
it.
times, but watching that, yeah. Like watching that though is really interesting. Like, because I didn't watch that one as many times. Like I was older by then. We were in high school, so I know you watched it a lot.
Mhm.
But when I watch it now, I see shit that I'm like, man, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
How did that play out? And it is kind of interesting. I know those movies take a like people rip on them pretty hard, but
The old schoolers do, but that movie,
Prequel-
I swear that
Who
Revenge
cares,
of the
you
Sith
know?
is just a straight solid movie.
it is,
And it's
dude,
like
and-
funny at the dialogue that you can laugh
Yeah,
at. It's fucking
it-
hilarious
yeah.
too.
Well, once you watch it enough, but
That was a cool
Sidious
movie in
plays a
theaters.
good-
That was a
he
really
plays a
fucking
good-
cool movie in
Yeah.
theaters. Like when you were young watching
Seeing
that,
like Darth Vader look that smooth, like slick,
just
you know?
fucking
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
and yeah,
and
I
General
think-
Grievous, yeah. Like it was an incredible movie. We were I think in the 6th grade when that movie came out. And
Really?
seeing
I
it
thought we were
in
older than that.
in the
I thought we were, like,
theater.
freshmen, but either
No, we
way.
were in 6th grade. I remember it well because
that might have been like
me
the
and
third
Chris-
one.
me and
Not
Chris
arguing, I
were
know.
me and Chris were like on top of it. We
Oh,
were ready
dude.
to go.
My bad. In freshman year, he was still proning around on the floor of our like classes, going, "Eh," you know what I mean?
He's having a good time.
Yeah, I remember being in a class one time.
He was
we had a-
screwing
Where do you think
around
he
with
learned
whatever
it?
teacher it was. Yeah.
We had a
I'm
test
sure he was
in
having a good
Scantron,
time.
and he didn't fill in one bubble. He was just writing his own script on the side of it. It
Yeah.
was like, and then Sidious comes into the back room. And it was like Miss Doty comes up
Yeah.
to him and just tries to get it, and he's like, "Eh." you
Yeah.
know, and she's like ripping it, and it was like the weirdest shit. But yeah, I knew you guys were real into it, so I would not argue the year.
It was high on my board. It might have been my next pick. It really might have. Let's go back a pick and talk about Christmas Vacation though.
Oh well, we've done
Favorite
this on
scene.
the, you know, and the
Because you watch that movie 4 or 5 times a year, Jimmy.
It's a tough
Favorite
question.
scene. I mean, we got the Christmas
watch
lights,
it
we
every
got the
night.
attic, we got the Christmas tree, them trying to stand it up.
You mentioned the attic is I don't know about that as the first one I think of.
Yeah.
Anything with the neighbors cracks me
I
up.
know Marlo.
Probably like a cousin like a low key like all right when he's wearing the green pants and the mock turtleneck and he's like, that's a honey of a tree, Clark, is it real? And he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, but right out of the hands. He's like, no, get out of the water, because Eddie's dog's drinking it. He's like,
Yeah.
oh no, before we left he drank a half a quart of Pennzoil, and when he lifted his leg the next morning you know, and he's like, no,
That's
if he
a
drinks
good
the water,
one.
the tree's gonna die. He's
But-
like, hey, go in the kitchen there and get you something to eat. And then he starts telling him about the sons in the carnival or and the clinic, the daughters in the
Yep.
clinic getting cured off wild turkey, and daughter or sons going to the carnival. And yeah, I think that would be when he goes over to the spinny thing and taps it, and everything just pops up like it's one of those Christmas decorations where the wood things are spinning on the top of it, and Eddie looks at it and like
Oh.
touch it,
Yeah.
and the whole thing just
Falls
breaks.
apart. Yeah.
But-
So
can I read
it is. It is Christmas Vacation where Cousin Eddie gives him the white shoes, right? Like the
No,
gift that
no.
keeps. No, that's
That's
like
the
just the
original.
original Vacation.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that's-
because it's Christmas, maybe that's what he gave him that gift. But it's worth
No,
talking
you remember his
about.
gift? Do you remember his gift in Christmas Vacation?
No, no.
dude.
I just remember the white
Come on.
shoes, like
That's
the
like the
gift
whole
that keeps
payoff.
on giving.
What?
It's like
Think
a
about the end of
payoff. When the dude
Bring-
shows up, he goes and he's telling like the night before Christmas or whatever it is, right? And then he shows up with Clark's boss wrapped in a dog chain and a
No, he
bow.
captured his boss.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got the boss.
Remember,
the
'cause he got a
boss
Jelly
didn't
of the
give him
Month club?
bonus. Yeah,
Instead of
So
a Christmas
that's
bonus,
towards
you got a
that's
Jelly of
towards
the
like
Month
the
club.
that's towards like the end of the movie, though, isn't it?
that
Yeah.
is the end
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
No, I it's piecing together now. I'm
He
picturing
comes
it
in and
well.
goes, ho, 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 Clark. Merry Christmas.
got your
And then
boss all
Boss is
wrapped
in
up.
a fucking dog chain. He goes, you're
Well,
fired.
Clark asked for it.
and you
He
are
said,
going
the only
to
thing
jail.
I want for Christmas, my
Yeah.
boss right here.
My boss, and that's when he goes into the rant about with a big bow on his head. And I was telling him what a filthy line, no good, dirty, right? Like, and then and then Eddie looks up and he's like, you got an idea. And then the RV takes off. Nobody notices.
Yeah.
Eddie comes back.
Good.
The RV
you guys-
that rolled into gas from Gurney.
His dude's wife is going, he was a big bulging man and he was wearing a blue leisure suit. It's one of the funniest things. I can't believe you don't remember. Like, dude, all right.
Could either of you guys think of somebody like in the vacation movies, a comedy actor that would do as well as Chevy Chase does in those? Because I can't. I think it's a role that you had. It's tough to be like that big of like a smart ass asshole. I can't think of anybody that would do it
But he also played
The-
like a
the
dumbass,
same
like,
role.
jerk off.
Yeah.
Dude. It's weird that
Yeah.
he could like, because like to meet a person like that in real life would be, I don't know.
You'd hate him.
Like-
You'd probably hate
Well,
him.
They're not going to be that. I don't
I
know
think
if
most
there's
people
someone
do.
like that. That's like that naive, but then also that like, like snide or whatever the fuck. Like
Sny is a good word.
Snarky. Yeah.
Yeah, snarky. Yeah, like just gonna like give it back. Yeah, I don't know. He's like, I told you he wouldn't like him, Eddie. Like the fucking, he just hits the door right in your face, dude.
Or what does
I
he?
love-
What does he say to the dudes? And I know it's a different movie. It's the original Vacation, but when he rolls up in St. Louis asking for directions, and he
Oh, yeah,
says
he's
like,
"Can I
does he
get
say
out?"
like, "What up, brothers?" or "What up? What's up?"
Yeah.
He
He's like,
says
"What
like
it is?"
something kind of
What it is, bro? We're from out of town.
yeah,
And
that,
like,
yeah. It's like,
Bro.
goddamn.
There it is. Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
no shit. He's like, yeah.
Shit. Fuck
Excuse
my
me, I was
cousin.
looking for directions back to the freeway. Hey, fuck your mama. Thank you very much. And he just gets back in the car. Yeah, so what was the first vacation? Christmas
Yeah.
vacation, and whatever the hell the other
You
one.
took Christmas Vacation and then
and
Star
Revenge.
Wars: Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
the third episode, and then Brad, we're back to you for the next one. What do you got for
Ooh.
us?
My list is getting short here. Take Rocky. I'll take the Rocky 4 with the Russian. That one's
You're going to take Rocky 4? Is that what you said?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
I have
the
not
Russian
seen
one.
Rocky 4. I've seen the first 3 Rockies. I didn't continue seeing them. They're all fairly great. I mean,
so you've
the
never
Russian
seen the
in
one.
4
It's
must
him
be
against
fantastic.
him against Ivan Drago. Yeah, it's there's
a
a
good
lot.
name.
Of good.
Went
It's
to
a
high school
very
with him.
I have an asterisk here next to Rocky 4, Ivan Drago. I'll have to do some research.
just like check out a little like workout montage from it.
I can't believe Matt's not watched that shit.
What? Yeah,
Guys- You guys claim
I
to
mean,
be these movie guys.
I've-
It's a bunch of bullshit, dude.
I've watched Rocky
Good
1
story.
probably like, I don't know, 20 times. I've never
Oh,
made
that's
it.
a great
I've
one.
Never made it to
I watched
4.
it
I like
once.
Rocky 1 because I like it. Like I like his girlfriend's brother. Just giving him shit the whole time.
Paulie?
The dude that works in the meat plant in the like freezers with all
oh
the meat.
yeah.
The fucking idiot. I love their interactions. And then his boxing coach in the first one, that old dude with the gray hair.
Mickey.
It's
Yeah,
pretty nice. So
Yeah.
I stick to that one. I feel like you're watching the same movie. It's just a matter of what characters
a
you
little
like.
bit.
the
Yeah,
best.
who's the bad guy? That's about
Yeah.
the only difference in it. Yeah,
And Apollo Creed in the first one is pretty good. He's watching Rocky on the TV and just saying how he's gonna like this shit's fucking easy, man. This is gonna be
Yeah.
easy.
It gets a little dark with, Apollo's dead. Mr. T's kind of beating up on Rocky for a long time. It's
Yeah.
a weird one. So yeah, 4's like the redemption, I'll say. But
I'll
they're
give
all
it a
old,
shot. I like all of those movies that I've seen.
I've watched Rocky one time with my mom, but we watched Remember the Titans the same night. So it was like, well, I remember one of these, and that was the Titans. I don't know.
Those movies would be on an even playing field for me. Remember the Titans and the original Rocky.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I like them both about equally.
That's a lot of like dramatic, like athlete movies.
How the fuck have you not watched?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, so it's back to me for a couple picks. Let me take a look here. You know what I'm going to take? I'm going to take Major League. I'm going to take the original Major League. They did make a third one. The third one is to be forgotten. Nobody gives a fuck about the third one. The first two are pretty solid, but the first one has just got so many good characters. Like Wesley Snipes probably would be my most memorable character from it. But Wild Thing, Charlie Sheen. This was like almost a breakout movie for a lot of those late 80s or 90s actors. Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes coming onto the scene in Major League. And like
I think they
the coach,
might have been discovered before then.
The coach, the announcer. I don't know, though. I don't know that Wesley Snipes did too many big movies before Major League. I think it might have been his.
We have clearly established we are not movie experts at all here.
No, we're not.
But I think Charlie Sheen had been enough, just a couple things before this, like maybe Platoon
Bueller, Ferris Bueller, probably.
This is Major League came out probably before Ferris Bueller did.
What year?
And who's in Ferris Bueller that's in Major League? I'm missing the connection.
Charlie Sheen.
What part? Is Charlie Sheen somebody's dad?
Oh my god!
Is he somebody's dad?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he goes from playing a ball player to somebody's dad.
Yeah.
Let me check some dates.
Are you kidding me?
Are you sure you're not talking about William Sheen or the Charlie Sheen's dad?
I'm pretty
sure. That's
Marty.
That's fucking Marty.
Marty Sheen. All right, Ferris Bueller, 1986.
Look at William Shatner.
Martin Sheen is who he's thinking of. Yeah.
Ferris Bueller did come out before Major League, but he's playing a side role. He's literally playing a very diminished role. He's playing Ferris's dad. He's not a star. He's not a star yet. Who did he play? Who did Charlie Sheen play in Ferris? I do not remember seeing Charlie Sheen in Ferris Bueller.
In 1987, he was playing someone's dad? What the fuck?
I love it, dude.
No. Who did Charlie Sheen play in Ferris Bueller?
I think he plays himself, dude. I don't think they give him a character.
It's him in jail. That's
Are you guys sure that he's in the movie?
No.
Google it.
I have no idea. I've only watched that movie like a billion fucking times.
This is hurting like your credibility for any of your picks.
Is the funniest.
Charlie Sheen is not popping up on the cast of. Okay, he is. He's Garth Volbeck. He's like the seventh person. So it's basically a cameo. It sounds like a cameo to me.
Yeah, but he's a huge part in the movie. Like if you watch Ferris Bueller through,
But I've watched it like at least 5-10 times. I don't remember him being in it.
What were you watching this on?
I don't know. I might have been high, but
dude,
I don't remember Charlie Sheen being a part of
by the
Ferris
way.
Bueller.
Cheers. Cheers to football season being like less than a month away. But you're out of your damn mind. Charlie Sheen is like a major. His first line in that movie is drugs. He goes, drugs, and looks at like Ferris's sister who's got arrested and is at the police station. And they're like, they're sitting next to each other. And he's like, drugs? And she's like, no, thanks. I'm straight. And he's like, are you in here for drugs? And he's like cracking his knuckles with his fingers. And she's like, why don't you stick your thumb up your butt? And he just looks at him and goes, and looks at the thumb, like thinks about it. Dude. Yeah.
He makes fun of her makeup and asks if she's a slut.
He goes, my sister wears too much makeup. People think she's a whore. Like, he's like, you wear too much makeup. My sister wears too much. And then she's like, if you say Ferris Bueller, you lose a testicle. And he's like, oh, you know him. But yeah, dude, like if you don't, yes, he is.
We're gonna make you a list, Matt. We're gonna make you
a
All
a
right.
list.
major player.
Next time I watch Ferris, I'll notice it.
Okay.
It sounds like
Pull it
2 or
up.
3 scenes here and there.
No, it's
It's a cameo.
it is
Yeah.
a
Oh, he's
cameo.
not throughout.
Yeah.
He's not throughout at
No,
all. It's,
he's not actually a major player. I said
but
that
it's a
wrong.
memorable
I mean,
scene.
he's
for
no
all
Wild
reasons.
Thing.
Yeah.
Wild
It's
Thing,
like-
he's got his own fucking theme song, dude. He
Well,
comes
after
out
the
there.
whole thing
He's
came
like-
out about him.
Without Wild Thing, we might have never had Kenny Powers. And so that's
No,
That's
without
kind
John
of-
Rocker, we
John
would have never
Rocker.
had Kenny Powers.
yeah,
John
without
Rocker.
both of them, we might not have. Sean Rocker, he's a
John-
bad dude. It sounds like
Have you
Sean
ever
Rocker's a
heard
pretty
some of the
bad
stuff
dude.
he
Yeah,
would
it sounds
talk?
like he's a pretty bad dude, but I'm
Yeah.
glad it brought us Kenny
You know,
Powers
oh.
because
Yeah, John
all-time
Rocker,
TV
definitely.
character.
Could you? Yeah. So when he talked about, could you imagine riding the 7 train home in New York?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into the
In New
details he
York,
went
Yeah.
into,
dude.
but not any of
Bad.
them were complimentary.
Yeah.
It's descriptive.
Yep.
Yeah, it
If
gets
you-
a
If
little.
you're
bit,
curious,
you
you
can
can just look into what he
You
said.
really can't, dude. Actually, it's hard to find on YouTube. Like,
Check Shane Gillett. They got a clip of it.
Okay,
That's
nice. I
the whole
like it.
thing's clear.
Yeah.
You know
he
what, though?
talks about. And
I mean,
yeah,
it sucks to say though, and like, yeah, John Rocker. It sounds like he's a terrible person, but he was actually really fucking
not
good when
sounds
we
like
were
he
kids.
is. A
He would
terrible
come
person.
in and shut it down, dude. He really
Yeah,
would.
dude, he's all
he was a
roided up.
good
He comes-
He was
reliever.
sprinting
decent.
in.
I mean, not all. I mean, you can be decent for a few years.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what's
he was just a
crazy is
psycho lefty.
We got about 350 here.
Yeah.
So
So let me make my
Yeah,
second
let's get
pick
some
on the
picks,
turn
yeah.
here, and then you guys can each make one pick, and we'll have an even draft. Last pick. Ooh, this is tough. Let me go. And you guys probably aren't even really super aware of this movie, but let me go Rambo First Blood. So this is the original Rambo. It's called First
should-
Blood. First
we need to
Blood is
do
the
this
actual
where we
title.
all agree
but-
on like 10 movie franchises.
It's
and we
a-
have to pick between those movies. Because
The-
when you throw out something like that, dude, you think me or Brad
Well,
may have
That's fine though, but
I've seen-
Stallone,
I've
I gotta
seen the
stay true
first
to my
one.
board. Like
100%.
Stallone, if you
Get
love
one-
Sylvester Stallone, Rambo First Blood is just like the most incredibly combination of like 90s action and comedy. Like it's literally Sylvester Stallone versus 100 cops in this weird town in like Montana or Wyoming or Oregon. I think it's in Oregon, but it's like 1 versus 100, and he pulls it off. He pulls it out of his ass, riding motorcycles around, climbing trees in the woods, climbing cliffs, fucking throwing rocks at helicopters to take them down. Like it's an incredible performance by Sly
Does he have a
Stallone.
slingshot or
The
what's he
people-
doing, you know?
The people older than us are no slingshot, dude. He just throws a fucking rock at a helicopter and
Ugh!
drills a guy. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
That mu-
it's a fantastic action movie. I'm going to take First Blood with my last pick in the draft. And
we
Brad,
need to do
it's
this
back to you.
again with like franchises. Like we got to pick 10, and then we have good.
Well, we tried to stay a little older, I feel like, for this, so maybe we'll do newer shit at a
What do you mean?
different time.
Matt
Oh.
picked Rambo. That's pretty new.
Rambo, they've still made one as recently as
But-
probably like 5-6 years ago.
Why would you even put that
Rambo's
on
no
the
different
list?
than Rocky, though.
If you had to watch one movie from any movie series,
Rocky
ever,
is way
dude,
better than Rambo.
Oh, dude, you haven't seen it. You're talking about something you haven't seen. Watch First Blood. It's incredibly
Is that what the
hilarious
first one is
and
called?
entertaining.
Is that what the first one is
Yeah.
called? Yeah, then
It's
I've
First
seen it.
Blood. Yeah.
Long time ago, but I've seen it.
He's walking
Yeah,
down the
well,
highway and the cop asks him why
All
the
right,
fuck he's
we
going to this
believe
All
town.
right. Anyways, I'm gonna go a little lighter. I'm gonna go American Pie. Okay,
Okay.
we'll keep it fucking
I-
stupid.
I had.
I
that.
needed to add a comedy to my mix. You know, it's stupid. You know what it is, but it's funny. It's better than the other options on the board at this point. I had like kid movies and. What? Anybody have anything they were? Are we done? Anybody?
Jimmy's got one more pick, and let's squeeze it in,
All right.
Jimmy, because we're under a minute
Hangover
left.
3.
Hangover
But I-
3.
yeah,
We would take
but I-
Hangover 3 out of that series,
Yeah,
really.
I like that. It's a hilarious movie if you actually watched it. And I didn't know anything about 2 going into it, and it was just funny. I watched the first one, didn't watch the second, watched the third. Funny as hell. If you can watch that movie and not laugh, you're different. We have different. But we're under a minute, so yeah.
That's Alan's best.
It is Alan's best. And Chow was great, like Luke Cam or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's one of the best parts of those movies when he comes in and fucking just obliterates scenes. Yeah.
So all
All
right.
right.
That's, yeah.
Well, that's our fucking movie draft, y'all. We're out of time.
Cheers to that, man.
Here's some
Cheers.
bets.
I
We'll get to
definitely
some.
won
We'll get to some
draft.
sports soon. I'll post a whole list of every selection that's taken, and we'll have people vote on it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.